Welcome, everybody. I'd like to call this meeting of council to order on August 20th, 2025 at 7 p.m. We'll stay seated for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you very much. As we gather this evening, I acknowledge on behalf of the council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history, and we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Please. No. Let's see. I would like to begin by welcoming back council and staff who have enjoyed some summer vacation time off this summer. The weather has been great if you are on or near a lake or river, but it has been challenging for anyone having to work outside in the extremely hot temperatures we have experienced. The prolonged heat and lack of rain has resulted in total fire bans on all fires throughout Renfrew County and surrounding areas as the fire risk has been extreme. Climate change is evident across the country as we are experiencing the second worst fire season in Canada. I've attended 10 meetings for county and our municipal business since our last meeting. On June the 28th, the Recreation Committee, staff and volunteers hosted a very successful tractor and truck pull event at the Snowdrifters Activity Center, attracting approximately 700 spectators, and after all expenses, realized a profit of $3,307.52, which will be held in a recreation reserve account for future recreation programs. The success of this event was a result of the personal investment of time and effort by Kevin Clark to secure sponsorships and prepare the track for the event. On July 1st, staff and volunteers, in collaboration with the Lake Dory Property Owners Association, hosted our Canada Day celebration at Melissa Bishop Park. Over 250 people attended the breakfast and enjoyed the top high activities and the excellent entertainment provided by the Leahy family. On Saturday, August 2nd, I attended the 80th anniversary celebration of the Royal Canadian Legion Brand 353, bringing congratulations on behalf of North Algona Wilberforce Council. On August 17th to the 20th, I attended the annual conference in Ottawa and participated in 4 delegations with the County of Renfrew. I will provide a summary report for the next council meeting. As we move into September, I would invite council to start thinking about capital improvement items they would like staff to research and provide budget estimates for the 2026 budget. I also want to thank staff for their patience as well as the efforts they invested cleaning, painting, and reorganizing the council chambers. It has created a more welcoming and spacious environment for staff and council. I have a motion that the August 20th, 2025 mayor's address be accepted as presented, moved by Councillor Burns, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof? Seeing none, and we'll move to the adoption of the minutes. And I have a motion that the June 26th, 2025 special council minutes and the August 7th, 2025 special council minutes be adopted as presented. Moved by Councillor Buchwald, seconded by Councillor Schoenfeld. Are there any errors or omissions? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. We have no delegations tonight, so we'll move to reports, and the first one is from the fire department. And I have a motion that council accept the Golden Lake Fire Station Water Reservoir Alternative Report and direct staff to proceed with option 1 contained in the report. Moved by Councillor Byrd, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Questions, comments? Councillor Richard Schonfeld.
Just when constructing that water reservoir, is there like engineering specs you have to abide by or anything like that?
No, the tank is engineered and designed, it's
Right.
freestanding.
Okay,
Sorry, the tank is engineered to stand as on its own. I've talked to our building official, chief building official, and got the specs for the actual pad,
mhm,
and other than that, it's really.
okay. Thanks.
And just to follow up on that, I assume this should improve efficiency as far as, is it mostly after training or is it even after a fire that you would have to utilize?
It's generally after training, but it has happened with emergency response as well. So, well, one person can pull the truck instead of having three.
Right. Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Item 7.2 is the 2026 budget. And I have a motion that council accepts the 2026 budget report as information. I have a move in a second, moved by Councillor Buckwell, seconded by Councillor Schonfeld. Comments and questions? Councillor Schonfeld.
When you say facilities, then we're gonna look at like the snow drifters and Golden Lake and Prince of Bishop Park. That's what you mean, this Department of Capital Needs, facilities and equipment.
Yeah,
Like, are we having a discussion about those also?
so if I mean, again, we worked through the 2025 budget and I put together this rough order of, some of the highlights, about how the budget is formed with a bit of an order there, but yeah, certainly, facility needs are one of them. We get to trickle in of requests from time to time. I think one of them is on the agenda tonight, for example, some directors are, and this will populate on the agenda, but requesting television for the facility, but things like that, I have some ideas, I made notes throughout the year, I don't know of nothing major, and of course, the department heads will have their capital needs as well, but maybe we're looking at time at a special council meeting during the day in September, I'm not sure what council likes, so we can just have some discussions and go from there.
Cause I was thinking if we have the facilities, we have to somehow budget looking after those assets in our budget, and so whether it's grass cutting or whether it's a special event or something like that. I know somebody called me about the ball diamond saying that they really like the pictures mound and then where the home plate is and stuff. I guess it hasn't been maintained. The grass is cut and that's good, and they really like the facility, but and I realize, we're short on public staff people and get that, but when we're trying to rent out something, it's nice if that stuff is where it should be.
Yeah, so these are all the discussions.
Any ideas on a date, Luke? Or you said maybe in September?
I don't know if we wanted to pick a date now or fine, but I'm open for that. If we're gonna do that, I would prefer to wait till September. You have an idea.
Calendars?
Now here we're used to September.
And probably you're thinking like an afternoon or something like that.
It doesn't have to be, but we have, from time to time, we've had special meetings, they have them. In the afternoon.
Possibilities, maybe I'm just looking at my count, the 22nd or the 29th. You said you're gone most of September?
I'll be here on the 29th.
Are you here the 22nd?
What's that?
Are you here the 22nd? Are you here earlier?
I'll be here early in September, but
But
not,
then not after that.
not after the 14th.
Okay, not after.
29 is not good for you.
No, the 29th is good for me.
Oh, 29 would work for me.
Yeah, 29th is fine for me.
I see everybody nodding, so I think, sounds like the 29th was a goal.
So I'm just gonna put it in
Yeah,
tentatively.
I'll firm up the time, I know,
Okay, any other questions? No. Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you very much. Item 8.1 is the public works update, and I have a motion that council accepts the public works report as information. Moved by Councilor Burke, seconded by Councilor Robinson. Questions or comments? Councilor Ricky Schultz.
The one thing, like different people from different parts of our township, have talked about was the roadside grass cutting. And I know there's been equipment issues and stuff like that, but I just want you to realize that some people are seeing it as a safety concern, even coming out of different driveways, the weeds are really long. And I'm not, I. Did the other fellows start earlier? I don't know. It just seems like the grass and it's really grew along.
I can speak to that. So we did start approximately a week to 2 weeks later. We were concerned with the tractor pull, to be honest, and that took a week and out of our time. The grass was a very wet season to begin, which means it grew very quickly at the beginning. We weren't the only entity that had long grass. The highways weren't done until we started. They have been completed one full round. We have another breakdown as of this week, and we're going to start our second round. We did change the order of cutting this year, which most of the concern was in the upper Shaw Woods area, which is Route 2, which we put off because we accommodated some spraying of weeds for a few farmers that were concerned. So we moved on to other areas in the township, which prolonged the Route 2 to be done last, which was the last one done last week. So when the equipment is fixed, which is approximately another week, and about $10,000 more, we will continue to do routes again as we can schedule.
And so traditionally you just do two like cycles? Or did you do two?
Typically 2, yes, and we don't even get to most of them. The last year we did 2 complete, and he went right until the end of October. So we're only in mid-August, I guess. So I mean, if he went to the end of October and got 2 rounds, we're pretty much where we were last year.
Remember when you took the, you were doing shouldering like last spring? Did those burns, was that affecting grass cutting at all?
No, because they've been completed. Like Marsh Road was one of them, and we completed paving, so there's no burns there at all.
Right.
And the other one on Green Lake Road was taken care of again by a grader again. Typically, the snowplows take care of them, but yeah.
Just a question, Adrian, as well. I know you had mentioned it that on Marsh Road, they made too quick a jog in the road at one point. Have they come back to fix that, or are they're planning to come back to?
Yeah, so there was an area just I guess east of Lampy Road that I wasn't pleased with, and they have rectified that, yes.
Thank you. And the other call I had, but the answer was in your report. I was glad to see it was, there was a couple of the roads, I think Loser was one and Weather Station where you had applied some B grade material. And I think that was, I assume, to build up the base, and then granular A will be put on top of that.
This is the second year, well, it's the second season, I guess I've been here, but we tried to improve the spring road effect of soft roads or muddy roads. So we've had some problem areas, and we've addressed those with putting some B gravel down, actually geotextile down and then B gravel. We've allowed those to pack into to the borough base, and then we will be applying a gravel probably mid-September, along with finishing the shoulders on Marsh Road.
Thank you.
Just about the full-time public works, so were there two guys that were in that position and both of them left, or just one fellow left?
We had given the position to one gentleman, and he lasted 4 days. 2 days were of orientation, so typically he worked 2 days, and he went back to his original place of employment. The second gentleman was the second in the award for the position. He was there up until 2 weeks ago, so he didn't quite make 3 months, but he's going back to his previous position also, from what I understand.
So like you didn't have to do exit interviews because I guess they just went back from where they came, is that?
They're offered exit interviews, but can't force them to do an exit interview, but so I had a verbal interview with the second gentleman, and I didn't write anything down, but I was told why he left the position.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the vote, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. Item 8.2 is the finance department report. I have a motion that council accepts the finance report as information, moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buckwell. Questions or comments? Councillor Rachel Sholto.
Does she think like we're on track to what we were last year, do you know? Does she think?
I don't think within the report that there's any, I mean, there's kind of some highlights mentions. I don't think there's any glaring deficiencies. I think you know, in the reports.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? That is carried, thank you. Item 8.2 is the fire department updates. I have a motion that council accept the fire department report as information. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Rachel. Questions?
Kevin, will you be asking like the press to come out for your demonstration?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, will you be asking the press to come out when you do your mobile live fire training?
Absolutely.
Super duper.
Yeah.
Are you still gaining more interest, or do you have to cap it because of the limitations?
We're fairly full.
Okay,
Already, we have a chiefs meeting in 2 weeks, and we're gonna try and nail down exactly who's coming, which spots.
I just want to say thank you again for organizing that. Great advantage for all of the surrounding departments that are going to utilize the training, because it certainly saves cost on the sending over the floors. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. I have a motion, 9.1, the correspondence items 9.1.1 to 9.1.4 be accepted as information. Moved by Councillor Buckwell, seconded by Councillor Burton. Councillor Rachel.
I just have one question that perhaps you'll be able to answer. It was the memorandum from June 27th from the waste recovery. So when it says the center is also waiting on confirmation for operation of North Algona recycling bins at gate 3, is that if they're wondering if we're gonna have them there period or not?
I think maybe, Adrian, I think you could probably, you might have been asked that, or Was that part of the Millers that you were wondering about that?
Which section was that? I'm sorry.
So it's on like this one here, where it says the memorandum,
Yeah.
and it's on the second, sorry, I lied. Maybe I didn't lie. It's on the second page. Where it says blue blocks transition / circular materials update. I've been shown that. Or you can just read mine.
The resolution part.
No, it just says the center is also waiting confirmation for the operation of North Algona Wilberforce recycling bins at Gate Street after December 2025. This center is currently contracted by Miller Waste to service those bins. It is uncertain when CM will provide a decision on which depots are required. So is that like all the depots, like the ones at all the transfer stations plus that one at water stations?
Well, from what they're into right now, so we're going into a depot operation. So we continued our depot operation as we have, but the hauling process has been taken on by Miller Waste. There was a mix up. I wasn't sure because I was new here that we had bins that were 2 feet that were ours, or that our residents had bins that were in Ottawa Valley Waste, but we have since taken care of that. In 2026, that's when everything flips over, that everything will be taken over by the province, basically. So even our operations.
So that mean our bins will change though?
No, the bins now they're all Millers though. They're all owned by Millers, and they're all by Millers in all 3 entities. So in Ottawa Valley Waste Systems, and in Burns Road, and in Shawwood. So that has been rectified. They are taking care of it, but soon everything will be taken over by the province.
So would we, and maybe that's a budget question, would we ever look at maybe shutting down a transfer site? And just having like a transfer site and the one at Ottawa Valley Waste, is that something we talked about?
That's something that we've discussed, Luke and I have discussed. We may not have a choice with the Blue Box program because now it's not ours. So we don't manage or maintain the Blue Box program as of 2026. There's a new program coming out. So at that time, decisions have to be made. And we probably should or won't. It won't be up to us basically, because if they decide not to do the Blue Box program at John Woods, for example, because it's not feasible for them, they'll just have garbage and the other stuff. Well, why would somebody bring their garbage and not their Blue Box in, right?
So is that something though that you will be talking with Miller Waste, or are you gonna be told that's what they're doing? Is there any negotiation between?
Well, Miller Waste isn't the entity that we're dealing with. Miller Waste was hired by the pro, so the producer operation. Yeah, so the pro is what you're dealing with, right?
So will they have any conversations with us, or they just gonna tell us? Like,
That pretty much they deal with the Blue Box program. They're gonna pretty much tell you what's.
And I can follow up because there certainly was discussion at AMO about the Blue Box program, especially some of the municipalities that have been collecting recycling from commercial, like schools and churches, et cetera, which the new program wasn't going to do. But I guess they've heard enough feedback from other municipalities that they're looking at making some changes where that was happening, that they would hope it continues to happen, but there's still more information that will be coming forward before 2026.
Because at 2026, we are not to accept any commercial IC&I, so that's in institutional, commercial, or industrial Blue Box at all at our facilities. So we have, somebody else has to take care of that for the IC&I people.
And that's the piece that they're still working on. It's they've had some pushback on it, so.
Yeah, because what a lot of, well, most townships, 90% of all townships didn't understand since 2002, when the original Blue Box program started. We weren't supposed to be collecting any commercial IC or IC&I Blue Box at all. The program wasn't built for any, they were supposed to deal with their own waste and their own recycling.
what's an example of a commercial waste that we would have in our township?
Food land.
Yeah, food and campgrounds.
campgrounds.
Country Depot, the old
So-
refinery.
So looking at their boxes mostly, like boxes and,
Well, they,
Anything to cycle.
the way it was supposed to run in the original Blue Box program, they were supposed to have their own bins at their business, and they were supposed to have that collected by the
Contractor.
contractor that they hired, not, they weren't supposed to bring it to the municipal waste sites.
Does the municipality fall under that as well?
The municipality does not know, you're right. Yeah.
Check.
But institutional schools, churches, industrial, so any kind of industrial entities that we would have. So,
see, when I was thinking industrial, I was thinking something like KI, or like something like that. But,
yeah, it would be like Owensville and, you know, all kind of stuff like that.
Like I said, yeah, this change of program is something that council can see, but it fills our inbox on a daily basis, the contracts, changes, amendments. It affects, finance too, there's billing, there's HST remittances, and there's all kinds of things that are happening with this things. Even though it's taking it off, it's actually adding, it's broadening the work for staff, and I included that. Maybe it'll smooth out, in the future after we get set up, but it's quite a transition.
There certainly were a number of municipalities that had delegations with the Ministry of the Environment. Trying to get some clarification and, you know, moving forward, what's gonna happen. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? It's carried, thank you. Item 9.2.1. Is the Antique Car Club. And I have a motion that council agrees to provide free use, if weather permits, of the Lake Dory Ball Diamond to the Antique Car Club of Pembroke for a maximum of 3 hours on Sunday, September the 5th, 2025. Providing the club completes a rental agreement stating that any repairs for damages caused to the ball field and surrounding track are the responsibility of the club. And that any such repairs must meet the approval of the public works superintendent. Moved by Councilor Buckwell, seconded by Councilor Byrne. Questions or comments?
You used that before?
yeah, they do.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's the second time for it to be the third time for it.
And does Public Works just put up maybe more garbage cans around or not necessarily?
Not necessarily, there's already 4 there, so.
Have we experienced any damage from them in the past?
We have no damage. No.
Okay, any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Thank you, that is carried. Item 9.2.2 is from Township copy. We have a motion that council direct staff to remove the old EV from the Snowdrifters Activity Center. And that up to 2,000 from the Snowdrifters Repair and Maintenance Fund be allocated to purchase a new large screen TV. Moved by Councilor Blackwell, seconded by Councilor Wellington. Comments or questions? Councilor Blackwell?
That was something that we had talked about back when we first took the site over. We had a little discussion about that TV. Probably too much for one.
I'm not sure I remember that, but
At least not that part, but I do remember that we did talk about that at some point, over replacing that.
I think it's a good idea, especially if it was a smart TV, because if anybody's like Red Cross or somebody's doing a presentation, that'd be easier for them to, you know, put their information on. So I think it's a good idea too. However, you know, maybe Blanchard Cup Inc. would be willing to contribute a little bit to it. I know they've contributed to the rec committee and stuff like that. But I also feel like, you know, it's their request. Perhaps they would throw in a couple $100. Because they're using it, right? And we don't charge them rent on that day, right?
So that would mean we would have to amend this resolution? Or do we direct staff just to make the inquiry?
From my perspective, it's something that needs to be done anyway, so let's go ahead and approve the resolution and additionally ask staff to see if they'll make a donation.
And I'm okay with that too. To me, it's just a different, it's not unless we decided at a budget meeting to put a TV there, they've requested it. They are not paying rent, they could maybe put something towards it, and I think they are making some money, so.
Maybe there's another little addition that really makes sense.
Pardon me?
Maybe there's another addition to the building that needed to be fixed.
I think we can make a deal with them, that they can remove the old one. Because I believe it's theirs and it weighs about 1,000 pounds.
That would be decision in kind myself.
Well, and maybe it could be something too, they take it out and they help put the new one in, because I imagine we might mount it on the wall or something like that, and maybe they can do some in-kind services of that.
Well, that would be ideal.
It does, like,
Take it out and get rid of it.
that's right. When you take it to the electronic waste trailer, all down waste recovery. It does look massive, but
How big is it?
it's just a really wide one, like, and
The
it's,
old style.
yeah. It's amazing it still works.
You're good with that, Luke, just to follow up? Thank you. I'll call a vote then, all in favor? That's carried, thank you.
Excuse me.
Item 9.2.3 is the Legion Military Recognition Book. That motion that council advertise in the 2024 Royal Canadian Legion Military Service Recognition Book with a color 1/4 page ad for $650, HST included. Moved by Councilor Robinson, seconded by Councilor Buckle. Questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. Then 9.2.4 is in the county of Renfrew, and I have a motion that council authorizes the mayor to sign a letter of intent to support the Canadian Renature School Program. Go ahead and move in a second, moved by Councilor Robinson, seconded by Councilor Bird. Questions or comments? Councilor Reggie Shunko.
It is a great idea. Unfortunately, like a lot of our schools do have that rural component already, and we have the great education center, Charles Woods. But I'm sure there's so many out there, and like to create a green space and playgrounds and schoolyards is a great idea.
And the reason the school board came to the county and didn't get a delegation because they want to apply for the grant through FCM Green Municipal Fund. And a lot of that involves planting trees. But you have to have minimum order of 50,000 trees. So that's why they want letters of intent of support from the municipalities so that they can demonstrate that, there certainly is an interest and they're certainly willing to, it doesn't cost the municipality any money, but they're asking if each municipality in the county will give them support through a letter of intent. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? It's carried, thank you. Item 9.2.5 is Goldfinch Drive. I have a motion that council accepts the petition from Goldfinch Drive as information and direct staff to include the petition information in the 2026 budget deliberations. Moved by Councillor Buckwell, seconded by Councillor Duffy Schoenfeld. Questions, comments? Councillor Duffy Schoenfeld.
Is that road, Adrian, really in bad shape?
Well, it's being patched and it's being maintained as we would other roads. It is in the 5-year plan in 2029 to be completed. So we have presented at council when I presented my 5-year plan. So again, when I presented the plan to council, I did explain that the high liability roads are what you would just be considering to maintain first. So this year we did Marsh Road and next year Forest Chute and the year after Green Lake Road, and those are high traveled roads by multiple people from different areas, not just their own township. When you look at the plan, you know, and you look at the plan in 2029, we're down to roads that need to be repaired but aren't really high liability because they're only roads that are driven by people who reside in them. They walk in and they're dead end roads. So you have Goldfinch, McMillan, Rackworth, Thurl Street. There is a big one, Coal Creek Road in 2029, which is probably in much worse shape than Goldfinch and McMillan. And Doring Road is another one, but the other ones are all gravel. The paved roads, you know, you try to take care of all of the high liability roads first. And like when I presented the plan, I made it friendly to the budget to make it 1.5 million each year for 5 years in a row, because you can't do all the roads that are terrible at one time. You wouldn't be able to afford it, so you have to throw in a high level road, and you have to throw in a couple of smaller roads to make the budget even out. So it's unfortunately that's, you know, it is the way it is, and you know, patience is patience, I guess. And
you don't feel like that road's gonna deteriorate so much that it's gonna be in terrible shape?
that road used to be the old highway. So what they have done in the past is what they similarly did to One Church Road. So it was a hard surface road, which was asphalt, and they put that cold roll stuff on it, and it doesn't hold very well. So you're getting pockets of potholes, but there's a hard surface underneath, so it's not very gravel coming through. So we did a lot of work on it last year, and we did patch quite a bit. I was actually on it last week, and there wasn't any very concern from what I saw.
And it must be helpful now that you have that trailer and you can mix.
Yeah, so some of the patching that we did last year is still there this year, and it doesn't seem to be aggravating every time the rainstorm, because it's hot mix asphalt now. Well, it's cold mix, but it's heated, so it's easier to work, and it sticks better, it stays better. So I mean, I understand everybody is concerned with their road surface, but you know, when you do something, you have to kind of, you have to take care of the dangerous parts first, where we've got high liability there first thing.
Thank you.
I know you have your hand up, but
Okay,
you're not allowed to discuss. You can have a conversation after if you'd like with the.
Okay, I don't know the protocol, so
Okay.
appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. So we'll move to bylaws, of bylaw 10.1. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw 2025-33, being a bylaw to amend bylaw number 04-97 of the former Township of Wilberforce as amended. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buckwell.
And sorry, this is just for the zoning that we had the public meeting for last night.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, So last night there was a public, statutory public meeting for zoning amendment, which is required under the planning act. And again, a public meeting, no decisions are made, so here's the bylaw for council's approval, and I can involve, there was some discussion with council, but there's no members of the public who expressed any comments or concerns to the proposal. It's just related to establish six kind of technical amendments, if you will. And to follow up on the question of council, in the county does a report, and in the report it advised, as long as there's no concern from Bonashare Valley Township. We weren't sure if that was a typo, if it should have referred to North Algona Wilberforce, but it was correct. They were advised because Bonashare Valley was a circular agency for this application, so the report was correct.
I don't.
Thank you for the clarification. I'll call the vote, all in favor? That is carried, thank you. Are there any matters of urgency? Councilor Recchi Chantal.
So I'm wondering if council would allow us to change our recreation committee meeting from September 8th to September 15th. Being that two members of the committee won't be there, and I haven't polled to see if other ones are going to be there, but there's a chance somebody else might not be there, and then I won't have enough for quorum. So can we move it from the 8th to the 15th? Please.
Don't see a problem. Do we need a resolution for that?
I think that would be a good idea. So whatever you can say. We did one for the last, like, for example, we changed the council meetings, so.
So the 15th at the same time?
Pardon me? Yeah, oh, sorry, yeah, at the same time.
All right.
Will be putting it on the screen, or are you going to print this?
Unless, yeah, unless I finish the number. Yes. Let's see. Under 11.
Under,
11.
oh, yeah, okay. Yes.
You put the wrong one. I put the number on the wrong one, it should be.
Okay.
Under 11.
Okay, so the resolution is that the September 8th, 2025 Recreation Committee meeting be rescheduled to September the 15th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Moved by Councilor Recchi Chantal, seconded by Councilor Buckles. Questions? Seeing none, all in favor? That is carried.
Thank you.
Are there any notice of motion? Reports from committees? Sorry, that's the vote.
I don't have an actual report, but the Killaloo Detachment Committee has finally had its first meeting. It was last week, we've got thinking the role. I will have a full report to council for our next meeting, just so the council aware that the meeting has happened.
And this is the police service board.
The Killaloo over the Detachment Board.
All okay.
Police service board are only used for individual police services. We had that complaint with at the meeting Monday night. Okay. But yes, it's a replacement for the old CPAC.
Right, right.
I thought it was pretty service, that's all.
We all did too. The staff inspector was very specific about that.
And what's the new name now?
Killaloo OPP Detachment Board.
Okay.
It's probably why they would be more inclusive instead of in the area.
Hang on,
The detachment has been umbrella under Umbrella Valley, but it still operates as a detachment. So it still has its own operations board, just like Umbrella Valley has its own, Bradford still has its own, that sort of thing. Right.
Well, we'll look forward to that report, because we've waited a while to.
We have. There were some challenges getting all the mandatory training done for the board members. It's because it was all online. And some people are less comfortable with that than others are. And there were some delays as well with the police background checks. Just delays in trying to get them done for some people, so.
And will they give you a regular schedule of meetings then, or is it by the call of the?
The plan is to be for, we have to be 4 meetings a year, under the act. So we have tentative dates set out for the remainder of this year. And then we'll try and, pick the first Monday or the second Monday type thing of each quarter to try and get it, done.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll have it get
Thank you. So upcoming and unfinished business, the Recreation Committee will be meeting then on September the 15th, 2025 at 7 p.m. And the next regular council meeting will be September the 16th, 2025 at 7 p.m. And that brings us to item 15, which is our closed session. And I have a motion that the council go into closed session pursuant to section 239(2) of the Municipal Act. One personal matter of an identifiable individual and one litigation or potential litigation. Moved by Councillor Buckwald, seconded by Councillor Ricky Johnfeld. That we go into closed at 7:48 p.m. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. I have a motion that bylaw 2025-34 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council for August the 20th, 2025. I read it first and second time this 20th day of August, 2025. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Ricky Johnfeld. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Okay, motion on this August 20th, 2025 regular meeting council adjourns at 9:11 p.m. Moved by Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld, seconded by Councillor Burns. All in favor? It's carried. Thank you very much.